If you are working on a sewing project, I encourage you to pull it out and sew along with me during this video. I figured I would have a little sewing chat and just talk about some projects that I've been working on, some new sewing findings and exciting things that I have learned about sewing that I'm pretty excited about, and just share some of the process. No, I can speak for many of us and say that I'm eager to jump into fall sewing projects, and so many I already have cut out and they're just sitting waiting for me to work on little by little. I often feel like I am just drowning in my ideas, trying to sift through what is most important to work on right now. And I have many different things I'm working on, and thankfully I'm getting to see a lot of progress and just things come together that have been on my sewing list for a while. I always want to show the reality of sewing a project and how long it really does take, and I have been working on a lot of these projects, especially the lowest pattern, for a while. The lowest pattern is something I released when I opened Rooney a while ago. I always liked the idea, but I needed to make some adjustments with the pattern, and so I took the pattern down, and it has been on the back burner for a while. And before I had my son, I worked with a pattern drafter on the design, and I'm just super excited on where we ended up with it. We turned it into not only a onesie, but it's also a romper with long sleeves and long pants, as well as a blouse, which could be worn up to children size 10, I believe. So I've been working on that, and so much goes into making a sewing pattern. So if you are interested in that, let me know, because I could do a whole video on what really goes into making and releasing sewing patterns, because although it is so much fun, it is so much work. With all that said, I do want to share just kind of in this video, there's some days I pick up 2 projects, some days I just pick up 1 for 20 minutes. And I talked about that in a previous video of the power of 20 minutes. And that has truly been a huge mindset shift for me that has brought a lot of good and helpful progress. And it's just left me feeling excited to work on things in pockets of time instead of just waiting for that perfect day when I have endless amounts of time to work on something, because truthfully that rarely ever happens. I actually think I get more done when I'm given a smaller time restraint than if I had a 5-hour window of time, because I can just fully immerse myself in what I'm doing and completely forget about my phone and distractions. And I like to set a timer and just see what I can do within that time. And whether that's print out a pattern or cut a pattern or read the instructions or film a short video, it all adds up. And I really do think it helps me sew with more clarity and vision of what I'm creating, because in the downtime when I'm actually not sewing, I can think about the project and kind of problem solve. Hopefully that encourages you to not wait for the perfect time, but to just pick up small pockets when you can. And the idea for this video just came when I was thinking the other day how fun it is to just share sewing tips and findings with friends. I feel like I'm always asking my friend Kaylin about where she got a fabric or how she did a certain project, and she has the best ideas, and it's just so fun to talk about. So I figured this little sewing chat could be like that. I think that is the beauty of an online sewing community. I have learned so much online from so many different makers, and one of the things that I've learned is this incredible thread called Seraflex. And this is like a stretchy thread. It's not elastic thread, but it has just like enough stretch to it where you can sew knit fabrics with just a regular straight stitch, and you don't have any special tools. I do use a stretch needle, but that's kind of the extent of the, specialty tools. And I am so thrilled that I came across this, and I've been using it on the lowest pattern. I'll talk more about it later, but if you don't know about Seraflex, I definitely recommend you ordering some, sewing up a project that you've always wanted to do with knit, because it is possible and you don't have to have all these fancy tools to do it. One more random tip that I have been loving is I have been sewing with my stitch length at 2mm, and so this is like a step down from the average on my machine, and I have found this just creates a more professional, cleaner look. And so if you're looking to just improve your sewing in just a small way that will really set it apart, I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't done that before, but we're always learning. I'm really thankful for you being here and sharing your tips with me. If you have a favorite sewing tip, I would love to hear it below. I would love to hear what you're working on, and thanks for joining me for just a random sewing chat while I sew a bunch of projects that I will be sharing the end products of and the tutorials very soon in a video. I will see you later.